I'm James.
And I'm Josh.
We're the Ragamuffins.
And we're about to chat to Skin Failure.
First of all, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Bless.
How about
Yeah,
you?
really good.
Very well, thank you. Thanks for asking.
We
Doing
get this,
fantastic.
no one expects that.
I know, not had that kind of on the reverse yet, so that's
what we'll do.
very much appreciated. We think, and we've said before, like Burn It Down, I think, is a great example of how strong and how well the UK scene is in particular right now. How important do you think it is to have a festival like this to kind of shine a light on it, and yeah, really kind of just up the levels?
Yeah, it's massively important. I think what's really nice is, so I've played a gig at the Apple and Parrot just like as a standalone gig, and it felt very different to how the area does at the moment. Like it really feels like there's like an event going on here, which is cool. And I think the range of bands, all sizes and different kind of styles and things, I think just means that there's something for everyone. And I mean, you grew up in Cornwall, so you're used to like...
Yeah, we're talking about on the way down, right? The idea there's nothing else like that down in the southwest really anymore. Like there used to be a lot of stuff in Cornwall and like White Rabbit and Plymouth and stuff, but this is pretty unique for all the people in the southwest to get to easily, right?
Keeping it alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
definitely.
next place up the line is Bristol, right? So great to have something in Devon for people to go to. Very nice.
Excellent. And your set's coming up today, and we were wondering, we sort of were chatting amongst ourselves, and we were wondering about sort of like, do you have any like pre-show rituals before you go on stage to get
straight away, yeah,
like ramped up? That's a big nod. Like,
Yeah.
what's your process before you like get on stage for a festival like this?
Besides, we are grown-ups and stretch and do vocal warm-ups as well.
Nice,
But
nice.
we all shotgun a beer before we go on stage. It's usually the last thing we do. Just
Beer of
smash
choice?
it. Well, we've been very kindly supplied by Signature Brew
Oh,
the
nice.
entire
Big ups.
time, who have just thrown beer at us over and over, and in return for silly drinking videos, it kind of worked. Yeah,
You can't really ask for much else, really.
it's all we want.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, a lot of time we don't really want money, just beer.
Just the beer, to get paid
Avoid
in
the
beer.
middleman.
Gear
Avoid the
endorsement.
That's
middleman.
it. Book Skin Failure and just pay them in beer. That's it.
I'll tell you
Exactly.
what. Have you got like any like collaboration merchandise or something, like a Skin Failure X like Signature Brew sort of thing?
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
No, there's hopefully some things in the future. We were hoping to try and get it done this summer, but we couldn't quite get it done in time. But we're hoping to maybe brew a beer with them.
Oh, is that an exclusive?
We'll find out. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that'll be coming some point soon.
Okay,
awesome.
excellent.
But yeah, no, we're good friends with a lot of them who run it, brew it, and market it and stuff.
Good
We
friends to
played
have.
we played the brewery in London just gone,
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Had a great time. Wednesday
wow.
just gone like.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
Literally
amazing.
a piss up in the brewery. It was great.
I mean, like you haven't been together as a band that long, but yet have come from a lot of other bands. What was the process in kind of getting you all together and becoming Skin Failure?
So about 6 months to a year before lockdown, myself and our original bassist Dave were talking about wanting to get in a project, and I think Paul and Toby were living together and wanted to get in a project, or some combination of that four, and merged it together. And originally it was just going to be like the kind of classic messing about in a like garage, doing it for us, maybe record, maybe do like a fun one-off gig.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we started rehearsing, we were like, we'll probably play a couple of gigs.
Why not?
And then Dave played it to Will, ex-Black Peaks Will, who immediately was like, I'm in your band. We were like, oh, okay.
You have no say in the matter.
Yeah, that's it. We were going to like have guest vocalists. It was going to be like a kind of like This Is Menace did, where it was going to be like an instrumental project with like loads of different scene
nice.
guest vocalists. And then Will was just like, I want to be your guy. And we were like, yes, please. And then lockdown kind of got in the way, and Toby and Paul, the two guitarists, just wrote riff after riff after riff, and just fueled all their boredom and anger and beer into what turned out to be the first album, basically.
Nice.
And then Will kind of like pulled it apart and made it vocal friendly, but also a bit proggier and a bit weirder. And yeah, here we are, just writing fun, silly, fast riffs.
Nice.
Do you find with your writing process as well, do you find that like you have a member or something that maybe demos some stuff out and you send stuff to each other, or do you get in a room together and you sort of like jam things out and things? Like how
We're
would
more room based, I think. Like, I mean, we all shred a lot of riffs and send them to each other. They're the kind of bassists, but like, yeah.
I think the album material was pretty much set start to finish, and then was kind of made vocal friendly, like I say. It was now that we're writing actively with a vocalist rather than making it vocal friendly.
Different scenarios.
okay.
to that.
Yeah.
And Will kind of, as we're going, say like, oh, if we extend that or double it or do 3 times the amount of bass drum Sam, it will kind of fit with what he's trying to work out, and he can kind of see how it will finish, and we're all just like kind of getting it there.
Yeah,
Okay.
helps
Yeah,
to add that
it's-
overarching
yeah.
kind of feel with it.
That's it. And I think the newest tune we're playing tonight, we did in a day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Obviously,
wow.
Spent,
Yeah, pretty
spent
much,
a while
yeah.
fine tuning it. And
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah.
But in terms of like, this is what the song is, did it in a day and had like half of it kind of before, and then you came up with like the second half essentially, and like a load of the new riffs, and just suddenly we were like, right, that's how it goes.
There it is. Easy as that.
And it's our favourite. So there you go.
Excellent. So you released Radillac last November. Could you talk to us about how your relationship with the album has kind of like changed since it's maybe come out? And are there any particular songs that you really enjoy off it to play live?
Oh man.
That's quite like that's quite a lot there.
Deep in thought now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that guy and say I genuinely enjoy all of our songs. And we
Excellent.
are playing all of our songs tonight.
Excellent.
Album plus 2 new ones.
Lovely.
I think my personal favourites from the album in terms of on record are Sleeveless and Southern.
I'm
Sleeveless,
all about Sleeveless, right?
Yeah.
It's so
Like,
much fun
it's
to play. It's
the
fucking
bit from the
wrong,
black
like,
metal
yeah.
section into like the kind of Will's choral vocals.
Yeah.
Being in the studio when Will recorded the vocals for that album was like a genuine privilege. He was
Oh,
just singing notes here and there, and we were just sat like hungover in this hot, sweaty studio, just like I don't really understand what's going on. And then our producer was just like, "Cool, and it sounds like this," and it was the choir, and we were like,
Oh wow, yeah, straight that hit.
So satisfying.
And so, yeah, so that was like, yeah, for me, that bit is probably one of my favourite bits in the whole album. It's the first track. But Southern, that end riff is just still selfishly, like, just one of my favourite riffs. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Sleeveless. I love playing Sleeveless, and I think also Meat Pond. It's such a challenge
Yeah.
at the end. It's like the fastest of fast, right? Go faster. More is more sometimes, right?
More is more,
It's great.
Always add more.
But yeah, in terms of like the relationship difference, so Jules joined us 6 months ago.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about 6 months ago.
March,
And
right?
Shuff, our bassist, joined before in time for the original tour. Basically, Dave is one of the techs for Wet Leg and has been literally all over the world for
Yep.
about 2
Yes.
years.
Very busy.
Yeah, the busiest man in the world. And so he sadly kind of like paused it / stepped back and will kind of be in and out when he can. And so the album was recorded in one form, and then we've already got 2 different members, and so we've got a live relationship with it, and I've got like a creating kind of relationship
Yeah.
with it. But the new tunes, I think, are definitely more in the direction that we'll be going, not in a conscious way of being like, well, less this or more that or,
Yeah,
or any
yeah.
of that, but just I think because that's the 5 of us in a room at the same time writing, it's much more that it's Skin Failure writing it rather than it being a Skin Failure tune or something. I guess.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
makes
get
sense.
that. Yeah.
I mean, you touched on anyway about the different genres, and it pulls from so many different things. You hear the thrash, you hear the prog, like you said, the death metal. What are the main influences with that? Where do you draw from? And what's it like creatively to be like, let's add this proggy section in? Or how do you kind of
Yeah.
pull those different elements together?
I mean, our music tastes are so fucking eclectic, right? We're like just in with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you like we all grew up as like teenage metalheads, so we've all got like ever so slight the same kind of era, but just slight age gaps. Like me, Toby, and Shuff were like the kind of noughties metalcore onwards. Like Will was in like tech metal bands before he was in
yeah,
Black
like
Peaks,
me,
and then he was in
yeah.
Black
Will,
Peaks,
Will,
so
and,
he's-
Will and I did the like whole tech death metal thing for a while.
and you've been in like
yeah.
like shreddy, techie kind of death stuff for a long time.
Where
so
did the proggy parts come from? Is there any influences there?
we're all prog nerds.
Nice, there we go.
Like on Radillac, it was definitely driven by Will for sure. He was very much like, I think we can kind of make the section a lot spacier or kind of stretched out and stuff. But I think like me, Shuff, and Toby, the bassist and other guitarists respectively, were in a band called Memory of Elephants. It was like a math rocky psyche band, and so we've just got that kind of left field instrumental kind of side coursing through, and I think we're almost releasing our kind of teenage metal, like, yeah, I wanted to do that for ages. Like that. Oh,
It's,
there's
like,
pitch
it's
bend
like
there,
a love
oh.
letter, right? It's like
Yeah.
a love letter to all the metal styles and like us
absolutely.
just being
Yeah.
silly fucking nerds sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things, but genuinely playing the music we want to hear. Just like more of the stuff we've enjoyed hearing in other bands, and like just having as much fun we can with.
How do you find it like with the creative writing process? So we're trying to match these different genres together and make it flow.
Not really giving it any direct
Is it very
thought.
natural?
Keep on going, yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just like, that's one of those things where enough experience of writing, like, just keep on going, keep on smashing it till it works, right? And like,
That's it, and like quite
don't
often
be
we'll-
afraid to cut shit. Don't
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like,
I think that's the biggest
yeah.
thing that's different to other projects I've been in, where we'll finish a rehearsal and be like, right, that's how it is, and then we'll all go and listen to it, and then when we go into the studio, we'll be like, it should be half as long or twice as long or something. And I think
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's that gut instinct. I think it helps because like I've not played music with you before, but I've known you for like 10 years, and Will's known a lot of us as well, and so I think there's a familiarity and a kind of that shared consciousness, I think.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to put you guys on the spot now a little
Amazing.
bit. So, one thing we love doing on our podcast is like recommending albums and artists, etc. Could you recommend us maybe one album that you think people need to check out? I mean, whether it's maybe a new release or something that you think is like a definitive album.
Something that maybe means just a lot to you.
I mean, there's one fairly relevant topical one right now in Mutants by Mutoid Man, I would say.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's been on our like car playlist a fucking lot recently.
Yeah,
right?
we're very
new Mutoid bands.
very gratefully and luckily supporting them next week. which is
Oh,
gonna be
excellent.
sick. Yeah, in Royal Tunbridge Wells. That for me currently. I mean, if I had one,
Empire State Bastard albums,
Ah.
quite a special thing, right?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
checking that out this week.
absolutely.
Absolutely awesome.
Oh man,
The Harriet record, man, like
Yeah.
Yep.
still
Yeah.
blows me
Fantastic.
away. Like one of our favourite kind of local, almost local Bristol.
it's so good that the
Bristol
current
artists,
releases in the current scene is doing so well, like you said.
Yeah,
that
exactly,
It's just
yeah.
like one album from every band.
And I feel like sometimes it's like every week there's something
Yeah.
coming out that I'm like, I need to check this out now, I need to check this out now, and it's hard to keep on top of, but it's nice to see it thriving so much, I think.
It's the best problem to have, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
too many albums is the best. Like you
I
said,
think the
too much.
British metal scene's really important as well at the moment. It's almost like 10, 12 years of austerity is creating some culture. Go figure. Like.
It's fantastic, absolutely thriving.
Yeah.
Just to kind of finish up then, what's the plan out for the rest of the year? What we got to look forward to? You mentioned about the new singles potentially. You're playing tonight.
Yeah.
When could we see them released? When?
Hopefully going to do probably like a live session where it'll be filmed and recorded and it'll be like a live one, so it's out there.
Yep.
Album number 2 is about a third of the way, we'd say. We've got a couple of tunes that we haven't looked
cool.
at that are basically finished. After Mutoid Man, we've got nothing booked in until we're showing Bristol next year, so we're going to try and lock ourselves away and get album number 2 done, so at least we can kind of gig it, test it out on the road
Yep.
before recording it.
nice.
Yeah, not that much this year. This is one of our last things in the summer besides next week.
Get back
Some
in studio.
potential stuff happening, but I think focusing on album 2, right?
Yeah.
Next year release hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. There might be something happening in November, but nothing confirmed yet. Nothing.
So basically, stay tuned.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay very tuned.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for speaking with us.
No worries.
And
Thank
Thanks
you.
guys.
looking forward to catching your set in a bit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Cheers.
a lot.